Trump's new borders are, he don't fuck around.
I feel like a lot of people are like super positive about this guy because like as soon as he
I am. He's actually, I'm more excited about this guy than anything else in the administration right now because this migrant crisis is so bad. It's so bad. And being in the middle of nowhere on a cartel road, we have a cartel highway. They get caught all the time here running drugs because we're in the middle of nowhere and it's a very long straight highway. Lot of truck traffic. And it's been getting worse and worse and worse, and the drugs have been getting worse and worse, and new drugs are coming in, vape additives coming in. It was already coming in, but it is so bad now. And some of it's got fentanyl in it, and it's killing people.
As soon as those videos came out about him talking about like the deportations, everybody was supporting him. Not everybody, that's not true. But like he got a lot of support on social media.
Are you planning on deporting American citizens?
No, exactly not. Look, the view, it's like
sorry, it's quiet.
Toys. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. President Trump has made it clear. We will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats.
I'll go back.
Are you planning on deporting American citizens?
No, exactly not. Look, the view, it's like Island of Misfit Toys. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. President Trump has made it clear. We will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats first. And that's what the focus will be. And there's over 1.5 convicted criminal aliens in this country with final orders removal that we're going to be looking for. There's thousands of gang members, illegal alien gang members we're going to be looking for. Now, I'm going to say, if you're in the country illegally, you shouldn't feel comfortable. Absolutely not. I won't feel comfortable if I'm in the country illegally, if I'm in some other country illegally.
Yeah, you better get to hiding. Better not be committing no crimes. You better stay quiet, because we'll find you.
I'm not going to be comfortable. You shouldn't be comfortable either, because when you enter this country illegally, you have committed a crime. You are a criminal, and you're not off the table.
Man. Oh, man. One dude, yeah, this guy is, I wonder what's actually going to happen, if he's going to be able to, like, deport all of these people or not. And then, oh, here's another one.
He's not going to deport all of them, but they're definitely going to try. Wouldn't that be crazy if they actually do manage to deport all or like the grand majority of them?
Run it again. And we know what happens to these children, Sean. And look, the illegal...
Well, we don't, actually. We don't know what happens to these children. That's the problem. We know that we don't know what happens to these children.
Is coming across the border. People need to understand, 31% of women that make that journey get raped by criminal cartels.
Jesus.
Children get...
And that's not even the right number. It's probably higher than that. That's just the ones who are reporting it.
raped. I've talked to little girls as young as 9 that have been raped multiple times. These cartels are animals, and that's why
They're worse than animals. They're fucking demons.
President Trump's going to take them off the face.
Because animals don't string up people off telephone poles and skin them. That is not a thing that animals do. These are literal fucking demons and they need to be purged. Not the immigrants, I mean the cartels.
They have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world. And President Trump is committed to calling them terrorist organizations.
They are. I've been calling them terrorist organizations for a long time. And Mexico is complicit.
And using the full might of the United States Special Operations to take them out. Run it again. And
that is he's invading Mexico. I don't know what he's going to do.
That's not what he's going to do. They're going to work with Mexico, or we're going to take over the border of Mexico is probably what's going to happen, where we're going to be on both sides of it, and then Mexico can't do anything about it. Because they're the ones who are allowing this to happen. I mean, yeah, the Democrats allowed it to take place, but like they're coming from Mexico, and Mexico's just letting it happen.
Yeah, I have no idea. Holy shit. Yeah, if he's going to use the military, like the U.S. military to get rid of the cartels.
Based?
Like, that would be fucking insane.
It'd be fucking awesome. Let's do it. Not like rolling into Mexico unannounced, but like, let's start having these special operations against the cartels.
Ask you this. Do you like the idea of maybe giving a grace period where people that did not respect our laws,
No.
borders, sovereignty,
No.
that maybe you give
This whole time has been the grace period.
them 2 or 3 months, and you say you can self-report, and we will help deport you. We will send you back to your home
Okay,
country.
that'll work.
And if you do that, we'll put money in your pocket so you can rebuild your life, which would be a lot cheaper than paying for 3 nights at a 4-star hotel in New York and giving them a debit card. And in a year after.
Yeah, if they self-report and get themselves deported on their own. Yes, I'm cool with that. I'm 100% cool with that. Not rounding them up and deporting them. If you don't report yourself, you don't get the money and you just getting kicked out. And if you come back in, there's going to be some fucking problems.
After a year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever it is, you can then apply to come into the country legally. If you don't self-report, deport, then you will never be given an opportunity at citizenship. And when you leave, you will never be invited back. You will never be able to apply to come into the country. Sound like a good idea or no?
Criminals and gang members get no grace period.
Yes. Yes. This guy. Ooh, he gets me so excited.
But while we're
Bro, he's actually him.
See, I wouldn't mind it, but like, if we did it. But I really don't want us to do it. They are criminals. Get them out. If there's somebody on my property, I'm not giving them 5 minutes to collect their things and get their life together before they get off my property. No, they're getting the fuck off my property. They're getting off my property.
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
out prioritizing the public safety threats and national security threats, if you want to self-deport, you should self-deport because, again, we know who you are and we're going to come and find you. So if you want to self-deport, that's fine. But criminals and gang members,
It's
they
too
get
late
no
for that.
favors from this administration. You
It's too late. You had your chance.
came to this country illegally, which is a crime. You committed crimes against the United States citizens, some heinous crimes. You get no grace period, so we're coming for you. But for those others, the non-criminals, if you want to self-deport, I'm all for it. Because when they self-report, they can put their orders, put everything in order, their family business, if they got homes or whatever, they can put.
Yeah, they can do all that themselves. They don't need help from us. They ain't getting no help from us. That's the point.
All in order and leave with their family altogether. It makes perfect sense for the ones that are not criminals and not
How are we,
priorities.
Yeah, be friendly to the ones who are friendly, but they can't stay here. They can come back later.
Yeah. How can you avoid getting separated? You can get deported together. Oh god.
how are they going to get home? How do they get home?
Yeah.
That's their problem.
Well, the ones we're going to arrest, we won't put on an airplane and send them home. And the ones that want to go home on their own, they found their way across the world to come to the greatest nation on earth. They can find their way home.
Yeah.
Either that
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
or I'll give them a
100%.
free airline ticket
100%.
that we put them on our airplane and we'll take them home. It's either way. It's up to them. If we arrest them, they come on our airplane, Sean. If they want to go on their own airplane,
look-
I welcome it.
Oh my god. He's got a point. Yes. Yeah, Bordazar is enjoying this so much. That's the thing, is you can tell that he's having a lot of fucking fun with
Oh,
this.
yeah. He's having a great
Put in the
time.
Spirit. Let me see if I can find the other one. I think this one's fucked up, isn't it? Yeah, this one's kind of fucked up.
Mr. Holman.
You work for me.
I saw
I'm
this.
a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
Zero
Yeah.
tolerance was interpreted as the
Oh,
policy
man.
that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
You're into the country illegally is violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Probably not the right thing to say. But I was angry. Let me tell you why you're angry. Because you or no one else in this room has seen what I've seen in my 34 years. You didn't stand in the back of a tractor trailer shot my 19 dead aliens that suffocated to death because the smuggler didn't care, including a 5-year-old boy. What do you think his last 30 minutes were like? I was there. I seen it, I smelled it, I saw it, and I had a 5-year-old boy at the time, and it changed me for the rest of my life. I've seen people who couldn't pay their smuggling fees get stabbed in the face 22 times. 31% of women are being raped crossing this border. Children are dying. Cartels are getting rich. Why am I?
Children are missing and being sold to who fucking nobody knows. There's so many missing children. Also, what about the Lahaina children, huh? What about those? What about the Lahaina children? Just a little thing. Where the fuck? What happened? Why is nobody talking about it?
Angry? Because you haven't done anything to fix it. Nothing.
Man.
I feel like this guy and me, we have a lot of the same energy. Because I get heated.
Man. And you can tell that he's enjoying it. You know, like I feel like he's enjoying it now that he finally, like, they're going to appoint him, and there's basically going to be like, no, I can't see how they're going to stop this guy. This guy definitely hates his country. True.
Mr. Holman, do you understand that the consequences of separation of many children will be lifelong trauma and carried across generations? Have we not learned from the internment of Japanese Americans? Mr. Holman, I'm a father. Do you have children? How can you possibly allow this to happen under?
Well, for one, we're not going to be holding them in camps. We're going to be sending them home.
Your watch? Do you not care? Is it because these children don't look like children that are around you? I don't.
Speak.
This guy's a piece of shit.
Yep.
So he's the racist for pointing out the race. Other guy was not. Tom was not. He was not pointing out race at all. He was putting a lot of these people in the same humanity shoes as he is. This is the guy that's making them seem dehuman. Inhuman.
Is it because you're a racist?
Get it.
Racist calls racist.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever held?
Well, your comments are disgusting. I've served my
I
country.
find your
I've served my
comments
country. I've served my
disgusting as
country
well,
for
sir.
34 years.
I find your comments
this is out of
disgusting
control.
as well.
I've served my country for 34 years, and yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms. That in back of that tractor trailer, I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like, and I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children,
Man.
That's why this whole thing needs to be fixed.
Yeah, these people are fucking garbage. These people are fucking garbage and evil. Like, how could you say that to this guy? To this guy who's seen it, who's been there, and this fucking, I don't even know who that Saddam Hussein looking motherfucker is. But he needs to fucking know his place and watch his goddamn mouth.
And you're the member.
We agree on that.
Fix it. This room has seen what I've seen in my 34-year career.
Very well.
No one has experienced what I've experienced. I've saw many dead bodies coming across this border. And you want to talk about the memo? This memo is one option to stop death. Not just about enforcing the law, stop death. If you want to legalize illegal immigration, good luck with that, because it's going to get a hell of a lot worse on that border. If you say, well, okay, from now on, there will be no consequence, no deterrence. It's not illegal to come to this country illegally. More families will come.
You ever played Fallout New Vegas? And you got to, I think it's, what was that town where the Legion took over? You're on your way to Prim. You get to that town, the Legion took over, and they've got people strung up on telephone poles, up on crosses. That's what it's going to be like when there's no rules, when there's absolute anarchy. I'm an anarchist, but I don't want absolute anarchy. I just want anarchy in certain areas of the government.
31% women would be raped. More children would die. We're a nation of laws. If you don't like it, sir, change it. You're the legislator. I'm the executive branch, and I've served my country honorably for 34 years. And
I think that what happened is that I don't understand why it's become like a legitimate position to think that illegal immigration is a good thing. But I think it's like one of those other examples of basically these opinions that I think that very, very few people actually think that you should get rid of borders or get rid of, you know, like any sort of immigration standards. But what's happened is that I think that there's a lot of like emotional arguments and emotional thinking. Like, for example, like if you look at like the way that this guy was talking, I think that basically everything that he was saying is built off of emotion, implication, and insinuation.
And lies. Because that's the whole reason he's bringing that up. Because he's a liar. He knows that's not what it's about. He just wants to bring that into the conversation. And now people are going to use that.
Right? And so...
Because he said it, now it's in people's heads. And they're liars too, so they're going to repeat it.
I think people are kind of tired of being talked down to.
Yep.
And being like emotionally blackmailed
into
having opinions that they know are wrong. And I think that's what's happened a lot is that I think that people have had their viewpoints framed in a way that makes them look like villains.
That's the whole point of the Am I Racist documentary from Matt Walsh. By the way, 10 out of 10, one of the funniest documentaries I've ever seen. I think it was better than Borat.
And at a certain point, if you do that to people long enough, people will just accept being a villain. It's an appeal to emotion. Yeah, that's basically what's happened. And I think that's why you're seeing such a huge pushback on it right now.
Yeah, I didn't used to care. I didn't used to care. I was quiet. But more and more we get turned into villains. Well, we're going to enter our villain arc.
Yeah, it's having empathy. Well, I think that the problem is that the empathy is one-sided. And this is the big issue, is that a lot of the people that ask for empathy, or they're like, oh, well, we want you to have empathy towards this, they don't have any empathy towards you. They're trying to weaponize your empathy against you.
They are threatened by you because you're threatening their job.
To make you do things that they want you to do. It has nothing to do with empathy.
I'm the executive branch, and I've served my country honorably for 34 years.
Yeah, this Tom guy is a competitor to the Saddam Hussein guy.
And I will not sit here and have anybody
who I think is the Mexican Saddam Hussein, because he kind of looks Mexican too.
Say that I don't care about children because you're not the same color as my children. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like it's so tiresome to hear stuff like that be said. So fucking tiresome. Weaponized empathy, absolute garbage. Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Trash.
People love being lied to. No one likes reality. People that are more rational are in the minority. I think that...
I disagree. I think that the more rational people try and stay quiet more often because they want to see what the results are before they actually come to any conclusions. And that can be a problem because that means the bad thing already gets done by the time the rational person knows what's going on.
You're definitely right that it's two brands of like emotional behavior, but I think that after a while, people get tired of one of them. So the facts over feelings party got butthurt over being called mean words. Well, yeah, nobody wants to be called mean words and be categorized as something that they're not and be told that they're a bad person. Why would somebody want to be called that? Of course that would make people mad. Yeah, I mean, duh.
Doesn't really make me mad. It just makes me think that you're an idiot and that you need to go fuck yourself.
Obviously.
Back to April 23rd of 2018, where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record.
What is the date on that?
It is the memorandum for the Secretary from Homeland Security.
Date.
April 23rd, 2018, subject increasing prosecutions of immigration
I didn't
violations.
see this part.
Without objection.
I didn't
And
either.
so I looked at this memo, and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from
I don't know what this is.
yourself, Kevin Michalinen, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you.
Give her an
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this
Okay.
correct?
Okay.
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation
I
policy.
am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on family, for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations
this
on how
second
to
part,
secure
okay.
the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation
What's she trying to say? This is what's been like very prevalent, and I think that like that's kind of what I was saying earlier, is that I think that there is a very big culture of the emotional blackmail and the insinuations that I think people are kind of tired of, because they're very one-sided. So what she's doing is that she's framing what he's doing as like, oh, it's tearing apart families or something like that, when the logic is actually very simple. If you commit a crime and a person goes to jail, it tears them apart from their family. If you want to,
I mean, you want to start locking up kids too with the families? Because that's apparently what she's calling for. Because these are actual criminals that are going to jail. You want them to take their son with them? Is the son a criminal? Because he was 5 years old and came with the dad? No, but he's got to go back too. And the dad's getting locked up. And they're getting separated. Unless they report themselves, then they can go as a family unit.
avoid that, don't commit crime. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Family separation is kind of fucked, though. Well, like, here's the problem, is that how do you solve that? How do you solve that without just simply not enforcing the laws?
Right?
That's the issue. If you're committing crimes, like everybody knows coming over to the United States randomly is against the law. They know that they're doing it, and they do it. So, like, how is this our fault? How is this our problem to correct? It's not even a question.
Option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation,
I recommend a zero tolerance.
which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Yes, and I think the reason why a lot of people like this guy is he's giving like no bullshit answers to
Right.
questions that are
Bullshit.
very emotionally charged
No, he's giving no bullshit answers to questions that are bullshit.
and emotionally loaded. And I think people are tired of having empathy weaponized against them to make them act against their own best interests. That's really what the issue is. And I think that like there's a certain degree of, as I was saying, like emotional blackmail that's used in order to make people like afraid
Yeah, do what's right, not what's popular.
of saying what clearly should happen, because what should happen sometimes isn't a pretty thing. But the problem is that in a lot of cases, 2019, yeah, but what I'm saying is that this 2019, this event led to people being fed up with it. That's the issue. To a certain degree, yeah, absolutely. She's trying to frame it in a way that seems like he gave an order. He gave a recommendation, not an order. Yeah. It's also very straightforward answers. Yeah, and I think that's another thing that people are tired of, is that the way that people tried to dishonestly frame questions and frame comments in a way that's inaccurate, I think that the average person probably can't notice that, but there's a lot of people that do. And this is also, by the way, this isn't, I don't want anybody to think this is like a partisan thing. I think this happens with everybody.
Yep.
Is that if you're reframing what somebody's saying in a way that is inaccurate or unfair or misleading, I think that you are. There's another component to this too, is that when you do that to somebody, you also insult the intelligence of everybody who's watching you do it. Because what you're basically saying is that you're so stupid that I can lie right in front of you and misrepresent this, and you're going to still go along with it. It's a form of strawmanning. So what you're saying is, yeah, exactly.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their.
If I get
Interpreted as.
arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York.
Somebody says what crime they committed, seeking asylum is legal. Oh, they cover that.
And I arrested a father for domestic violence. I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
This is for you.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States.
Yeah, you see her face?
Okay.
Mr. Holman,
There it is.
Look,
please respect the chair and the authority.
I respect nobody in this building. Go fuck yourself, lady.
Of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Holman. He's going to
Don't shut up. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep going.
Beyond his time.
Mr. Holman, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking
It's a circus and a carnival.
member. We increased the time of one witness, one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I believe that he was being interrupted a lot too.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair.
Mr. Holman.
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer.
You have free speech, but only for a minute.
Work for me.
Man, that's a good.
I would have gotten even more heated than he did in that situation. I would have went off. I would have been a national headline.
Slap him, she get mad. Yeah, they're getting real fucking mad about this. So, yeah, that's basically what's going on. And, yeah, I don't know what to say. The issue is those seeking asylum are waiting for their time for what people consider illegal. In my opinion, it's like, I think they should just follow the fucking law, right? I mean, if you can come over without that being against the law, then yeah, it's totally fine. But I think that a lot of people are tired of, as I said, the emotional blackmail and the...
If these people do not stop being liars and disingenuous, we're going to end up going to civil war, kicking all of these people out or killing them anyway. And it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse. We have to do something now.
Insinuations that people are afraid of addressing legitimate issues because they're worried that, you know, they could get painted in a bad light by talking about it in a bad way.
Yeah, but if you're already starting in a bad light, then you got nowhere to go but up.
I would say that if you polled average people, like voters, I think that a super majority of people probably support what he's saying and what he's doing. Like, if I poll it in my chat, you're going to have most people in my chat that are going to say, yeah, we support him.
I told my brother what this guy's been saying and what Trump's been saying his plans are, and he's excited. And he's not even a political guy.
Big surprise, because everybody here is going to be watching, and they're like going to have my viewpoint, which is kind of like, I also support this. So, yeah, big surprise. But I'm talking about like in a general sense. I think this is something that many people most people agree. Illegal immigrants aren't committing crimes. Yeah, exactly. Them being here is committing a crime. It's that simple.
Man. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, it's like watching WWE, but things are actually like affecting the country and might be good, might be bad. Who knows? I'm enjoying the chaos, though. It's great. I love watching these Democrats have meltdowns. Because the Republicans wouldn't have been having a meltdown if they lost. They would have just been angry.